My child, stop for a moment. Put down the heavy weights you have been carrying in secret. I want you to take a deep, slow breath and feel my presence surrounding you like a warm mantle. I have seen you sitting in the quiet, wondering if I have forgotten you. I have seen the way your heart races when you look at the bills on your table, and I have felt every sting of loneliness that has visited you in the late hours of the night. You have felt like you were barely surviving, merely treading water in a vast and turbulent sea. But I am here to tell you that the season of survival is coming to an abrupt end. I am not just coming to rescue you from the storm. I am coming to transform the very way you walk upon the waters. I am upgrading your spiritual gifts, my beloved, and I need you to get ready for the shift that is already beginning within your soul. Do not be afraid of the heat you feel in your spirit or the sudden restlessness in your heart. This is the refining fire of my love, preparing you for a weight of glory you have not yet known. For a long time, you have operated with the tools of your past, tools that served you well in the valleys, but tools that are too small for the mountains I am calling you to climb. You have prayed for peace, and I am giving you a peace that surpasses all understanding. You have prayed for clarity, and I am opening the eyes of your heart to see as I see. The intuition you once thought was mere gut feeling is being sharpened into divine discernment. You will begin to sense things before they happen, not to cause you fear, but so that you can stand in the gap and pray with authority. You will find that words come to your lips that are not your own, words of healing, words of wisdom, and words that break the chains of those around you. This is the upgrade of the Spirit, a divine expansion of your capacity to love and to lead. I know your mind drifts back to your finances, to the lack that seems to bark at your door like a hungry wolf. Listen to me. I am the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills, and I have seen your faithfulness even when you had little. The upgrade I am bringing is not just spiritual, it is a total realignment of your provision. I am opening doors that no man can shut and closing doors that were leading you into exhaustion. You will no longer have to strive in the flesh for what I have already promised in the spirit. The anxiety that has been your constant companion is being evicted today. I am replacing it with a supernatural confidence that I am your provider, your protector, and your source. When you look at your bank account, you will no longer see a deficit. You will see an opportunity for my miracle to manifest. I am teaching you to live from the overflow of my kingdom rather than the scarcity of the world. Trust me, for I am moving pieces on the chessboard of your life that you cannot even see yet. To the one who feels lonely, even in a crowded room, I am your closest friend. I am the one who knows the melody of your heart and the scars on your soul. The loneliness you have felt was but a pruning, a drawing away so that I could whisper my secrets into your ear without distraction. But now, I am bringing a new tribe to your side, people of like spirit, destiny helpers who will sharpen you as iron sharpens iron. You will no longer walk this path in isolation. I am upgrading your relationships, removing those who drain your light and replacing them with those who reflect my glory. You are being prepared for a community that understands the fire within you. Your heart will find its home, and your spirit will find its rest in the connections I am sovereignly orchestrating for you right now. Get ready, my child. The old ways of thinking are being washed away. You are no longer the victim of your circumstances. You are the victor I created you to be before the foundations of the world. The gifts I am stirring up within you are for the healing of nations, for the mending of the broken, and for the advancement of my light in the darkness. Do not shrink back. Do not let the voice of the enemy tell you that you are unworthy. My grace is your worthiness. My blood is your seal. My spirit is your power. Every tear you have shed has been collected in my bottle, and I am turning those tears into the very oil that will anoint your head for this next season. There is a miracle entering your home today, not because of your perfection, but because of my promise. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and receive the upgrade of the Spirit. I am with you, I am for you, and I am moving through you. This is your hour of elevation. Believe it, receive it, and watch as I do the impossible in your midst. Feel the shift in the atmosphere around you even as you read these words. I'm not just speaking to your mind. I am speaking to the very DNA of your spirit. As I recalibrate your senses, you will begin to notice the subtle melodies of my kingdom playing beneath the noise of the world. In those moments when you are standing in line at the grocery store or sitting in the stillness of your car before entering your home, you will feel a sudden, sharp clarity. This is the gift of word of knowledge being refined within you. You will look at a stranger and see not just a face, but a story I have written, and I will place the exact word of life upon your tongue to set them free. I am making your words like hammers that break rocks in pieces and like honey that heals the deepest wounds. This upgrade is not for your vanity, but for your utility in my harvest fields. You have prayed for purpose, and I am answering with power. Do you feel the warmth in your hands? Do not be afraid when they begin to tingle with a heat that is not your own. This is the virtue of my Spirit flowing through you, a physical manifestation of the healing mandate I have placed upon your life. When you lay those hands upon the sick, it will not be your strength that restores them, but the river of life that flows from my throne through your very fingertips. Even as you walk through your house, the atmosphere will begin to shift. Your very presence will become an altar. The shadows that have lingered in the corners of your mind and the corridors of your home are fleeing now, for they cannot endure the frequency of the light I am embedding within you. You have been in a season of pruning, a time of quiet stripping away where you felt naked and exposed. But I tell you, that nakedness was necessary so that I could clothe you in a mantle that cannot be bought or bartered for. I am deepening your capacity to discern the roots of things. You will no longer be distracted by the fruit of people's actions. You will see the spirits behind them. This will protect you from the traps that were set for your feet in previous years. You will see the ambush from a mile away, not with paranoia, but with the quiet confidence of one who is guided by the all-seeing eye. Think back to the times you felt overlooked, the times you spoke and felt your words fall to the ground like lead. Those days are over. I am putting a weight to your words, a spiritual gravity that will command the attention of the elements. When you speak peace to a storm, the storm must obey. When you speak provision into a desert, the manna must fall. This is the authority of a son, the birthright of a daughter who has been tried in the fire and found faithful. I am even upgrading your dreams. As you sleep, I will take you into the libraries of heaven. You will see blueprints for your future, strategies for your finances, and revelations that have been hidden for generations. You will wake up with solutions you did not have when you laid your head down. No longer will your dreams be chaotic or fearful. They will be clear, vivid, and full of my instructions. I am washing the lenses of your soul. The bitterness that clouded your vision from that past betrayal is being dissolved by the solvent of my love. I am replacing that old, scratched glass with the crystal clarity of my perspective. You will see your enemies as I see them, broken children who need a savior, and that sight will liberate you from the burden of hatred. I am expanding your heart to hold more of me. You thought you were at your limit, that you couldn't take one more trial or one more joy, but I am stretching the boundaries of your spirit. This stretching has been painful, I know. You felt as though you were being pulled apart, but you were merely being enlarged. You are becoming a wider vessel, a deeper well. People will come to you from far-off places just to drink from the wisdom I am pouring into you. Do not worry about what you will say. In that very hour, my spirit will overflow from your heart. Look at your hands again. Look at your life. See the beauty in the ordinary details I am hallowing. Your kitchen table is becoming a place of prophecy. Your office desk is becoming a seat of divine administration. Your bed is becoming a place of holy rest and encounter. There is no part of your existence that is not being touched by this upgrade. I'm even touching the way you remember your past. I am rewriting your history in your own mind, not by changing facts, but by revealing my presence in every dark valley you thought you walked alone. You will see that I was there in the hospital room. I was there in the courtroom. I was there in the moment of the goodbye that broke your heart. I was the one holding the pieces together when you thought everything was falling apart. This new understanding is part of the upgrade, the gift of a redeemed memory. It will be your testimony, the solid ground upon which you stand as you lead others out of their own shadows. Be still for a moment. Can you hear the sound of the chains falling? Not just your chains, but the chains of those who are connected to you. Because you are saying yes to this upgrade, your lineage is being liberated. Your children and your children's children will walk through doors that you had to break down. They will breathe the air of a freedom you had to fight for. This is the generational legacy of your faithfulness. I am making you a pioneer. You are carving a path through a wilderness where no one thought a road could exist. And as you carve it, I am paving it with my favor. I am giving you the eyes of the eagle to see the path ahead, and the feet of the deer to navigate the high places without stumbling. You are rising, my child. The gravity of the world is losing its grip on you. The opinions of man are becoming like whispers in the wind, inaudible and insignificant compared to the roar of my approval over your life. You are my masterpiece in progress, and the world is about to see the colors I have been mixing in the secret place of your soul. Stay close to my heart, for that is the source of all the power you will ever need. The upgrade is not a one-time event. It is a continuous unfolding of my glory within you. Do not rush the process. Savor the intimacy of this transformation. I am doing something so new, so profound, that you will look back on this day and realize it was the moment everything changed. The old you is passing away. The new you is emerging, radiant and ready. Let the fire burn. Let the water flow. Let the Spirit move. We have only just begun. In this very hour, I am recalibrating your spiritual senses to catch the whispers of my spirit that you once missed amidst the noise of the world. You have lived through a season of static, a period where my voice felt like a distant echo, but that was merely the silence of the cocoon before the flight. Now, the shell is breaking. I am removing the veils from your eyes that prevented you from seeing the angelic help that has always been stationed at your side. You will begin to notice the shimmer of my presence in the mundane details of your day. The way the morning light hits the kitchen table, the specific timing of a phone call that arrives just when you felt a shadow encroaching, the sudden warmth in your chest when you read a line of scripture. These are not coincidences. They are the indicators of your new sensitivity. I am upgrading your discernment so that you will no longer be deceived by the facades of the world or the masks of those who carry hidden agendas. You will begin to see the fruit of a situation before the tree has even fully grown. This gift will protect you, and it will protect those I have placed under your care. Do not be afraid of the sharpness of this new sight. It is a sword meant to sever the ties of deception and bring the clarity of my kingdom into every room you enter. I am also pouring a new oil upon your hands. You will find that when you touch things, whether it is the work of your hands, the shoulders of your children, or the broken places in another's life, there is a tangible shift in the atmosphere. Your hands are becoming extensions of my healing power. The fatigue that has settled into your bones from years of striving is being replaced by a supernatural stamina. You were running on your own strength for so long, and I allowed you to reach the end of yourself so that you would finally learn to lean on mine. Remember those nights when you sat by the window, watching the rain and wondering if your prayers were hitting the ceiling. I was there, collecting every tear, not just as a witness, but as the one who was using that salt to season your future. I am closing the gap between your intuition and my instruction. You will no longer wonder if it is me or just your own thoughts. My voice will become the primary melody in the soundtrack of your mind, and the clamor of self-doubt will fade into the background. I am restructuring your priorities. Things that used to consume your worry, your finances, your reputation, the how of your future, are falling away as insignificant weights. You are realizing that I am the architect, and you are simply the dweller in the house I am building. This upgrade includes a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that will act as a guard for your heart. You will walk through the fires of transition and not even smell like smoke. You will walk through the floods of change and your feet will remain dry. I am making you unoffendable. The arrows of criticism that used to pierce your soul will now bounce off the shield of your identity in me. You are discovering who you are in the secret place, and that discovery is making you dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. I am increasing the volume of your spiritual ears. You will begin to hear the sound of many waters in your quiet times, the songs that the heavens are singing over the earth. This is the soundtrack of the new life I am inviting you into. You will find yourself humming melodies you have never heard before and speaking truths you have never studied. This is the flow of the river of life bypassing your intellect and going straight to your spirit. I'm also dealing with the imposter syndrome that has tried to keep you small and silent. The voice that tells you that you are not qualified is a liar. I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called, and I have called you by name. You are mine. Every mistake you have made has been folded into the fabric of your testimony. Nothing is wasted in my economy. The upgrade is also a stripping away of the masks you thought you needed for protection. You no longer need to perform. You no longer need to prove your worth to a world that did not give it to you. Your worth was settled at the cross, and your value is maintained by my constant love. I am bringing people into your life who will recognize the gold in you, people who will not try to dim your light to make themselves feel comfortable. These are your destiny helpers, and they will arrive exactly as you step into the fullness of this transition. The isolation you felt was not a punishment. It was a sanctuary. I had to keep you hidden while I worked on the deepest chambers of your heart, but the time of hiding is coming to an end. The stage is being set, and the curtains are beginning to part. But remember, the stage is not for your glory but for mine. I am the one who will shine through you, speak through you, and love through you. Stay humble, stay hungry, and stay close to my side. The more you decrease, the more I will increase. This is the beautiful paradox of the kingdom. I am giving you a heart of courage that will replace the spirit of fear. The things that used to make you tremble will now move you to prayer. You will look at the giants in your land and see them as bread for your journey. Your perspective is shifting from the horizontal to the vertical. You are learning to live from heaven toward earth, rather than from earth toward heaven. This is the higher ground I promised you. It is a place of rest, even in the middle of the battle. I am knitting your heart to mine in a way that cannot be undone. This is the true upgrade, the intimacy of being one with me. Everything else, the gifts, the miracles, the words, is just the overflow of this union. Drink deeply from the well that never runs dry. I am your source, your shield, and your exceeding great reward. Do not fear the intensity of the fire. It is only refining the gold so that the world can see my reflection in your eyes. We are going deeper still. There are rooms in my heart you have not explored yet, and there are depths in your own spirit that I am just beginning to uncover. This is the great adventure of your soul. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust me. I have never failed you, and I am not about to start now. The path is opening up. The air is getting clearer. The light is getting brighter. Walk with me into the unknown. for I am already there, waiting to show you the wonders I have prepared. Even now, in the quiet spaces of your home, in those moments when you think you are merely folding laundry, sorting through the mail, or driving to work under a gray sky, I am recalibrating your spiritual senses. You have felt a restlessness, a sense that the old ways of connecting with me are no longer enough, and you wondered if you were losing your way. I tell you, you are not losing your way, you are losing your old skin. This is not a season of loss, but a season of shedding the unnecessary so that the new can emerge. You have prayed for discernment, but I am giving you something deeper. I am giving you a sense of my heart's rhythm. You will begin to feel the pulse of my love for those you encounter, even the strangers in the grocery store aisle whose faces are etched with hidden burdens. Where you once saw only a crowd, you will now see a harvest field of hearts, each one a story I am writing. This is the first part of your upgrade, a divine empathy that transcends human sympathy. It is a weight, yes, but it is a weight that comes with the power to lift others. I am sharpening your spiritual ears to hear the sound of the sound. You will listen to the words people speak, but you will hear the cry of their spirits underneath. You will hear my whisper in the middle of a chaotic meeting at work, a quiet word of wisdom that will shift the atmosphere and bring peace where there was only ego and strife. Do not be afraid when the silence feels heavier than usual. It is in that silence that I am building the inner sanctuary of your soul. Remember that night last Tuesday when the house was finally still, and you felt a sudden, inexplicable longing? That was my call, inviting you into the deeper waters. I am upgrading your yes, so that it no longer springs from a sense of duty, but from a wellspring of desire. You will find yourself saying no to the distractions that used to steal your time, and you will do so without guilt, for the beauty of my presence will be more alluring than the noise of the world. I am also refining the way you speak. Your words are taking on a new weight, a creative power that I have reserved for this hour. When you speak encouragement, it will not just be kind words. It will be life-infusing energy that breaks the chains of depression and lethargy in those around you. You will notice that even your casual conversations carry a fragrance of heaven. This is because you are spending time in the garden of my heart, and you cannot walk among the lilies without carrying their scent. Let us talk about your hands. You have looked at them and seen only their limitations, their tiredness from the daily grind. But I see hands that I am preparing to use for the miraculous. It will start with small things, a touch that brings unexpected comfort, a letter written at just the right moment, a gift given in secret. But as you are faithful in these, the power will increase. You will feel a warmth in your palms, a physical manifestation of my healing grace, and you will know when I am asking you to release it. Your feet are also being fitted with new shoes, shoes of peace that allow you to walk over the roughest terrain without being wounded. The sharp rocks of criticism and the thorns of betrayal will not pierce you as they once did, for your walk is now steady and sure, anchored in the identity I have given you. I am rewriting your internal narrative. The voice that told you that you were just an ordinary person with nothing to offer is being silenced by the roar of my love. You are a king and a priest in my kingdom, and I am revealing the blueprints of your true calling. This is not about a title or a platform. It is about the authority of a child who knows their father's heart. I am upgrading your ability to rest. This is perhaps the greatest gift I am giving you right now. In a world that prizes hustle and exhaustion, you will be a living sign of my Sabbath. You will work from a place of rest, not for a place of rest. Your productivity will no longer be the measure of your worth, for your worth is already settled in the wounds of my Son. Can you feel the shift? Can you sense the new capacity being carved out within you? It may feel like a hollowed-out sensation at times, a feeling of being empty, but that emptiness is the very thing I am filling with my glory. I am expanding your capacity to receive joy, not the fleeting happiness of circumstances, but the deep, abiding joy that remains even when the storm is howling. This joy will be your strength, a fortress that the enemy cannot scale. I am bringing people into your life who will recognize the light in you, and together, you will form a network of my presence that will act as a lighthouse in your community. You are not alone in this upgrade. I am connecting you to the body in ways that will surprise you. You will find your tribe, those whose spirits resonate with yours, and you will sharpen one another like iron. Do not fear the intensity of the refining fire. The gold that is emerging is pure, reflecting my image with increasing clarity. I am doing a work in your family as well. The prayers you have whispered in the dark, the ones you thought went unheard, are being answered in ways that will manifest in the natural realm soon. You will see a turning, a softening of hearts that were once hardened. This is part of the overflow of your own transformation. As you are upgraded, those around you are affected by the shift in your atmosphere. You are becoming a carrier of my kingdom, a portal through which heaven touches earth. Walk with me through the rooms of your heart today. Let me show you the treasures I have hidden there for this specific time. There are memories I want to heal and dreams I want to resurrect. Nothing is lost in my economy. Every experience, every pain, every victory has been a preparation for this moment. The path ahead is not one of fear, but of wonder. The air is getting thinner as we climb higher, and your spiritual lungs are expanding to breathe the atmosphere of my glory. Stay close to my side. Lean into the warmth of my presence. The upgrade is already happening, one heartbeat at a time. Do not look back at the shore you have left. Look ahead to the horizon where my light is breaking. We are moving into a season of the greater things I promised, and you are right in the center of my will. Trust the process, for I am the architect and the builder, and what I am creating in you is a masterpiece of grace. There is more, so much more, that I have to show you. Can you feel the subtle shift in the way you perceive the world? Look at the dust motes dancing in the sunlight streaming through your kitchen window. To the natural eye, they are mere particles, but to your newly sharpened sight, they are a reminder of the thousands of ways I am constantly moving in the small things of your life. I am upgrading your discernment, child. You will no longer just hear words. You will begin to hear the heart behind the words. When your neighbor speaks to you across the fence, you will sense the silent ache they carry, and I will give you the exact word, a word seasoned with the fire of my love to break their chains. This isn't just a gift, it is a weight of glory. Do not be afraid of the increased sensitivity. It is not a burden to be heavy-hearted for the world, but a privilege to carry my compassion. Recall that morning last Tuesday when you sat with your coffee and felt a sudden, inexplicable wave of peace, even though your bank account or your health report whispered of lack. That was the first surge of the new frequency I am tuning you to. You are being recalibrated. I am moving you from the frequency of survival to the frequency of sovereignty. You will begin to notice that when you enter a room, the atmosphere shifts. The arguments will cease, the tension will dissipate, and the restless will find a moment of stillness, not because of your own merit, but because of the presence you are now carrying with greater density. I want to talk to you about your hands. Look at them. They have labored, they have wiped tears, they have folded in desperate supplication. I am pouring a new oil upon them. There will be times in the coming days when you feel a physical warmth in your palms. When this happens, do not dismiss it. It is my healing power looking for an outlet. I will prompt you, sometimes in the most ordinary places, like the grocery store aisle or the office hallway, to reach out. You don't need a grand speech or a platform. A simple touch, a hand on a shoulder, or even a silent prayer directed toward another will release what I have deposited in you. You are becoming an extension of my reach. And what of your dreams, those vivid images that visit you in the watches of the night? I am opening the archives of your subconscious. The dreams you had as a child, the ones about flying, about building, about leading, they were not mere fantasies. They were blueprints I placed there before you were even formed. We are going to dust them off together. Remember the blue house with the wide porch you used to imagine, or the melody you hummed but never wrote down. Nothing is wasted. I am bringing those dormant seeds to the surface. Your spiritual upgrade includes a restoration of your creative authority. You were made in the image of the Creator. Therefore, you are a creator. Whether you pick up a pen, a brush, a ledger, or a child, you will do so with a newfound sense of divine purpose. Let's walk deeper into the garden of your lineage. I see the face of the one you worry for, the one who has wandered far into the thickets of their own making. You have felt the sting of their choices, the coldness of their silence. But listen closely. As I upgrade your authority, your intercession carries a new weight. Your prayers are no longer like arrows shot into a dark sky. They are heat-seeking missiles of grace. Even as you read these words, I am sending my messengers to the places where they hide. I am dismantling the walls they built for protection, walls that have become their prison. You will see a breakthrough that defies logic. You will see the prodigal return, not with a list of excuses, but with a heart of flesh. This is the fruit of your faithfulness in the secret place. Wait with me here for a moment. Feel the rhythm of my heart beating in sync with yours. There is a specific fear I want to extract, like a thorn that has been buried deep for too long. It's the fear of not being enough for the call I am placing on you. You look at your past mistakes, your moments of doubt, and you wonder how I could use such a vessel. But my child, the cracks are where the light gets out. The upgrade isn't about making you perfect in your own strength. It's about making you a more perfect conductor of my power. The more you surrender, the more of my extra I can add to your ordinary. Notice the way your thoughts are beginning to change. The old loops of anxiety, the what-ifs that used to keep you awake, are being replaced by a quiet even so. Even so, I am with you. Even so, I am providing. Even so, I am good. This is the peace that surpasses understanding. It is a spiritual fortress I am building around your mind. I am giving you the mind of Christ, where you can see the end from the beginning and remain unshaken by the middle. There is a door standing open before you that you haven't noticed because you were looking at the closed doors behind you. This door leads to a room of divine strategies. I am going to show you how to solve problems that have plagued your family for generations. I am going to give you insights into your work, your relationships, and your health that will seem like luck to others, but will be the direct result of this spiritual upgrade. You will know things you haven't learned. You will understand dynamics that were previously hidden. I am pulling back the veil. Do you remember the feeling of being a child when the world felt vast and full of magic? That was a shadow of the reality I am bringing you into. The spiritual realm is more real than the ground you walk on. As your gifts are upgraded, you will find that the thin places where heaven and earth meet become your permanent residence. You won't have to visit my presence. You will live there. Keep your eyes on the horizon. The light is changing. The colors are becoming more vivid. This is not a dream, but the awakening. We are just beginning to explore the depths of what this new season holds for you. I have more to reveal about your specific assignments, about the people I am sending your way, and about the hidden strength I am building in your bones. Trust me. I am the shepherd who knows the way through the valley and onto the heights. Lean harder into me. Can you feel the strength rising? Can you hear the sound of the new that is calling your name? We are moving forward, and you are more ready than you know. Consider the silence between your heartbeats. In that silence, I am writing a new song. You have been accustomed to the noise of the world, the constant clatter of demands and expectations. but I am training your ears to hear the still small voice even in the middle of a storm. Think of the woman you saw yesterday, the one whose eyes reflected a weariness you recognized. I am giving you a gift of wordless comfort. Sometimes, your very presence will be the answer to someone's cry for help. You are becoming a living sanctuary. I'm also refining your spiritual hunger. You will find that the things that once satisfied you, the trivial distractions, the shallow pursuits, no longer hold the same appeal. You are developing a taste for the deep things of the Spirit. This hunger is a gift. It is the engine that will drive you into the greater things. I am preparing you for a level of intimacy that few dare to seek, but you have said yes in your heart, and I have heard that yes. Stay in this posture of expectancy. Like a tree planted by the rivers of water, your roots are going deeper into the soil of my love, so that your branches can reach higher than ever before. Do not be surprised if you feel a physical lightness, a shedding of the heaviness that has clung to you for years. I am stripping away the grave clothes to reveal the wedding garment. This is the beauty of the upgrade. It is a stripping away of the old to make room for the glorious new. We have much more to discuss, and even more to experience together. Notice the way the air seems to shimmer around the edges of your perception lately, as if a thin veil is being drawn back from your eyes. This is the first sign of the sharpening vision I am bestowing upon you. You have spent years looking at the surface of things, evaluating the world by its colors and shapes, its successes and failures. But I am giving you eyes that see the behind. When you look at the child playing in the park tomorrow, you will not just see a child. You will see the ancient promise I have placed in their lineage. When you look at the wilted flowers on your kitchen table, you will see the cycle of life that promises a resurrection. This is the gift of discernment, not the discernment that seeks out error, but the discernment that discovers my presence in the most unlikely places. Recall that moment this morning, as you stood by the window watching the steam rise from your coffee mug. In that wisp of vapor, there was a message of brevity and beauty that your soul caught, even if your mind had not yet named it. I am making your intuition as sharp as a finely tuned instrument. You will feel a nudge in your spirit when you walk down the grocery store aisle, a quiet pull toward the person standing by the frozen goods. You may think it is a random thought, but it is my hand guiding your steps. I am upgrading your sensitivity so that you can become a conduit for my timing. You will find yourself at the right place at the right moment, not by coincidence, but by a divine choreography that we are performing together. I want to talk to you about the weight you felt in your chest last Thursday night, that sudden pang of loneliness that seemed to come from nowhere. It wasn't yours alone. I was allowing you to feel a fraction of the world's longing, a glimpse into the collective heartbeat of those who do not yet know they are loved. I didn't give you that feeling to burden you, but to baptize you in a deeper empathy. You are being prepared to carry a mantle of intercession that does not require long words or loud prayers. It is an intercession of being. Your very existence is becoming a plea for grace on behalf of others. I am refining your voice as well. Have you noticed how your words seem to have more weight lately? Even your casual hello to the postman carries a resonance that lingers in the air after you've walked away. This is because I am aligning your throat with the frequency of my truth. You will speak words of life into situations that have been dead for decades. Think of that old resentment you've carried toward the cousin who stopped calling. I am giving you a new language to bridge that gap, a language not of defense, but of a peace that bypasses understanding. You are no longer an apprentice of the spirit. You are becoming a master workman of the heart. I am taking the memories of your childhood, the times you felt unseen in the classroom, the afternoons you spent hiding in the tall grass behind your grandmother's house, and I am turning those shadows into a reservoir of wisdom. Those moments of isolation were not wasted. They were the quiet room where I first began to whisper to you. Now, I am turning the volume up. You will begin to hear me in the rhythm of the rain against the roof, and in the silence between the notes of your favorite song. Don't be afraid of the intensity of this upgrade. Sometimes it will feel like a fire, burning away the dross of your insecurities. You might feel a heat in your hands, a restlessness in your spirit that moves you to action. This is the activation of the gifts of healing and restoration. When you lay your hand on a friend's shoulder to comfort them, you will be surprised by the strength that flows through you. It is not your strength, but mine, surging through a vessel that has finally been hollowed out enough to hold it. Stay quiet with me a little longer. Let the golden light of this realization soak into your bones. I am not just giving you tools, I am changing your very nature. You are moving from a servant who waits for instructions to a friend who knows my heart. We are entering a season where the supernatural will become your natural. You will walk through your neighborhood and sense the spiritual climate of every house, not to judge, but to bless. You will look at your own reflection and see not the flaws you've obsessed over, but the radiant architecture of a soul that is being rebuilt in my image. We are just beginning this transformation. There is a specific door in your heart that you have kept locked because you thought the room behind it was too messy for me to see. I want you to give me the key. Not because I want to scold you, but because that room is where I have hidden the most powerful part of your gift, waiting for the moment you were ready to reclaim it with me by your side. Take a deep breath. Feel the expansion in your lungs. You are being stretched to hold more of me than you ever thought possible. The horizon is broadening, and the path ahead is illuminated by a light that never fades. Let us walk a little further together into this mystery. As you turn that key, do not brace for impact. There is no heavy judgment waiting to fall upon you, no list of failures pinned to the walls of this inner chamber. You have kept this door shut because you thought the chaos inside would offend my holiness. But child, I am the architect of restoration. I am never offended by the rubble of a building I am rebuilding. As the door swings open, the first thing you notice is not the mess, but the fragrance. It is the scent of cedar and ancient rain, the smell of every honest prayer you ever whispered when you thought no one was listening. This room is not a closet of shame. It is the laboratory of your purpose. Look at the dusty shelves. See those jars that look like they are filled with gray ash. Those are your disappointments, the times you tried to use your gifts and felt like they failed. I am touching those jars now. Watch as the ash turns into fine, iridescent sand, the kind that can be melted down to create the clearest glass. This is the first part of your upgrade. I am turning your past failures into a lens of supernatural discernment. You will no longer look at people through the veil of your own experiences. You will look through the clarity of my compassion. Tomorrow, when you sit at your kitchen table with your morning coffee, watch the way the steam rises. You will see more than just water vapor. You will see the fragile beauty of the present moment, a shimmering thinness between your world and mine. This heightened awareness is the new baseline for your spirit. You are being tuned like a fine instrument. You might feel a slight pressure in your chest, a sense of expansion that is almost uncomfortable. Do not fear it. It is your heart growing large enough to hold the secrets I am about to entrust to you. I am moving you beyond the gift of knowledge into the wisdom of the deep. In the past, you saw the surface, the anger in a stranger's eyes, the weariness in your spouse's voice. Now, you will see the why behind the what. You will see the child inside the angry man, the hidden light inside the weary woman. And with this seeing comes a new authority. You won't just observe their pain. You will carry a quiet frequency that begins to harmonize their discord the moment you enter a room. Think of the way a tuning fork works. I am striking a new note in your soul. Every time you think of me, that note will vibrate, and it will attract others who are looking for that same sound. You might find yourself in the grocery store, standing in line, and suddenly you will know exactly what the person at the register needs to hear. Not a sermon, not a correction, but a word so specific to their hidden struggle that it will feel like a cool hand on a fevered brow. This is the word of knowledge being upgraded into divine resonance. You are becoming a living echo of my voice. In your daily life, the mundane will begin to sparkle. That old, creaky floorboard in your hallway, the one you've meant to fix for years, listen to it tomorrow. It will remind you that even the things that seem broken or irritating have a place in the house of the Spirit. I am teaching you to find the sacred in the ordinary. Your hands, which have done so much work, typing, cleaning, driving, holding, are being resensitized. You will begin to feel the spiritual temperature of the places you go. When you walk into your local library or a crowded mall, you will feel where the air is heavy and where it is light. Do not let the heavy places frighten you. You are not a victim of the atmosphere. You are the one who has come to change it. You are a light bearer, and the upgrade I am giving you is a steady power source that does not depend on your own energy. You have been running on the battery of your own zeal, and you are tired. I am plugging you directly into the grid of my eternal life. Rest in this. Feel the shift in your very cells. I'm even working on your memory. I am healing the way you remember your childhood, replacing the sharp edges of trauma with the soft light of my presence, showing you that I was there in every shadow, holding the light for you even when you couldn't see me. This healing of your past is the foundation for your future gifts. You cannot heal others with a wounded hand, so I am making your hand whole. Let the silence of this moment settle over you like a warm blanket. You are safe. You are chosen. You are being refined in a fire that does not burn but glows with the intensity of 1,000 suns. We are going to go deeper into that room now. Behind the jars of ash, there is a small, golden chest. It has your name on it, written in a language you haven't learned yet, but your soul recognizes the script. This is the part of the gift you were too afraid to ask for, the part that felt too much or too holy for someone like you. I am reaching for the lid. I want you to be the one to open it, but we will do it together slowly, as the light of a new day begins to break over the horizon of your heart. Stay with me. The mystery is unfolding, and you are the center of its beauty. Your fingers touch the cool, hammered gold of the lid, and I can feel the quickening of your pulse against my own. You are thinking of all the times you felt invisible in a crowded room, the times you wondered if your prayers were merely bouncing off the ceiling of your small apartment. I want you to look at those moments now, not with sadness, but with the understanding that I was layering your soul in silence so that you could hear the frequency I am about to release. The chest yields, not with a creak of old hinges, but with a sound like a single, clear note from a silver bell. As the lid rises, the light from within does not blind you, it recognizes you. Inside, there is no physical object at first, but a shimmering, liquid-like substance that behaves like molten starlight. This is the oil of true discernment. You have spent years as an empath, absorbing the jagged emotions of everyone you meet. You've walked through grocery stores and felt the heaviness of a stranger's grief, carrying it home like a weight you weren't meant to bear. You've sat in your car after a long day at work, your hands gripping the steering wheel, wondering why you felt so hollowed out. That was your old gift, a raw, unshielded sensitivity. But here, in this chest, is the upgrade. I am dipping my fingers into this light, and I am anointing your temples. From this moment on, you will no longer be a sponge for the world's sorrow. You will be a filter for my peace. You will still see the pain, yes, perhaps more clearly than ever, but it will no longer enter you to stay. It will meet the barrier of this new light and be transmuted. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will begin to shift not because you are trying hard to be spiritual, but because the steady power source I've plugged you into is radiating through your very skin. Think of that neighbor you find so difficult, the one whose bitterness usually leaves you feeling drained for hours. The next time you see them, you will notice a change. You will look into their eyes and see the small, frightened child behind the wall of their anger, and instead of your heart closing in defense, it will open in a way that is both protected and profound. This is the gift of the seeing heart. It is a heavy gift, but my grace makes it weightless. Look deeper into the chest now. Beneath the shimmering oil, there are three small stones, smooth and white, like they've been tumbled in the river of life for 1,000 years. Each stone represents a word you have been afraid to speak. You remember that meeting last month, when you felt a prompt to speak a word of encouragement to your colleague, but you swallowed it because you didn't want to seem weird. Or the time you felt you should stop and pray for the woman crying on the park bench. I am removing the spirit of smallness that has kept your mouth shut. I am placing these stones upon your tongue. They taste like honey and wild herbs. They are the gifts of prophetic encouragement and the word of knowledge. You won't need to study for this. You won't need to rehearse. When you open your mouth in the moments I appoint, the words will flow like a hidden spring. They will be so specific, so tailored to the person's secret heart, that they will know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that they are seen by the Creator of the universe. And you, my child, will be the vessel. Do not worry about the how or the when. You don't need to keep a schedule for my miracles. Just as you don't have to remind your heart to beat or your lungs to breathe, you will find these gifts operating in the mundane spaces of your life. While you are washing the dishes, while you are folding the laundry, while you are typing away at your keyboard, I am recalibrating your intuition. I am sharpening your inner ear. Can you feel the warmth spreading down your arms? That is the healing virtue moving into your hands. Those hands that have felt so clumsy, so ordinary, are being commissioned. You are being prepared to lay them on the broken in spirit, the broken in body, and watch as my life force jumps the gap between your skin and theirs. We are not done. There is something at the very bottom of the chest, wrapped in a piece of linen that smells of ancient cedar and fresh rain. It is a key, but it doesn't open a door. It opens a capacity to love without the fear of being depleted. You've always loved with a budget, subconsciously measuring how much you could give before you ran out. But in the kingdom, there is no budget. There is only the infinite flow. I am expanding the architecture of your soul to hold more of me. It might feel like a stretching, a slight discomfort in your chest, as if your ribcage is widening. Do not be afraid of the expansion. You were never meant to stay the size you were. You were meant to grow until you became a dwelling place for the Most High. The morning light is growing stronger now, turning the shadows in this secret room into shades of violet and gold. Look at your name on the chest again. The letters are beginning to move, aren't they? They are aligning with the rhythm of your heartbeat. This is the integration. The gift and the giver are becoming one. I am not just giving you a tool, I am making you the tool. You are the poem I am writing to a world that has forgotten how to read. Stay here in this glow for a while longer. There is no rush. The world can wait while its healer is being healed. We are going to sit here together, with the lid open and the light pouring out, until every cell of your being recognizes its new purpose. You are not the person you were 10 minutes ago. The upgrade is permanent. The old you has passed away, and look, everything is being made new. I want you to breathe in the scent of this linen, the scent of the new day. I want you to feel the weight of the white stones on your tongue. We are preparing to step back into the world, but you will carry this room inside you. You will carry the golden chest in the center of your heart, and whenever you need, we will come back here to the silence, to the power, to the absolute certainty that you are mine. The white stones on your tongue are beginning to melt now, dissolving into a sweetness that is both ancient and entirely new. It is the taste of truth, a celestial manna that will sustain you when the words of men fall short. Can you feel the vibration in your jaw? It is a recalibration of your speech. No longer will your tongue be a rudder steered by the winds of anxiety or the need to please. I am giving you the Amen of the heavens to carry in your throat. When you speak from this day forward, your words will not just carry information, they will carry substance. They will carry weight. They will pull the chaotic fragments of a broken heart back into alignment. Feel the warmth spreading from your throat down into your shoulders, releasing the tension you've carried since you were a child. That burden of needing to be the one who holds everything together, it is gone. I am the holder. You are the vessel. I am upgrading your discernment, and it starts with a softening of your eyes. Look at the wall of this violet room. Watch as the boundaries between the physical and the spiritual begin to thin like parchment. When you walk back into your kitchen tomorrow morning, when you see the steam rising from your coffee mug and hear the hum of the refrigerator, you will see more than just the mundane. You will see the golden threads of my providence weaving through the steam. You will see the angles of grace leaning against the doorframe. You will look at your spouse, your children, or the stranger in the mirror, and you will not see their flaws first. You will see the divine blueprint I wrote over their souls before the world began. This is the upgrade, to see with the eyes of the Creator while standing in the shoes of the creature. It is a heavy gift, yes, but I have already strengthened your spine to carry it. Do you remember that specific Tuesday 3 months ago? The day you sat in your car in the parking lot of the grocery store and wept because the world felt too loud and you felt too small. I was there in the seat beside you, collecting those tears into this very chest. Those tears have been distilled into the oil that is now saturating your mind. I am washing away the old neuropathways of not enough. I am cauterizing the wounds of rejection that made you hesitate to step into the light. Feel the heat in your hands now. They are tingling, aren't they? A restless, holy electricity. These hands were once meant only for survival, for typing, for cleaning, for holding on tight to what you feared losing. But I am making them instruments of the unseen. When you lay them on the weary, when you reach out to the broken, it will not be your strength that passes through them. It will be the current of the river of life. You are becoming a conduit for the miraculous, not because you have earned it, but because you have finally surrendered the need to understand it. Let the mystery sit in your marrow. We are moving deeper into the integration. I want you to imagine the front door of your house. See the chipped paint on the frame, the way the sunlight hits the mat in the afternoon. Now see yourself walking through it tonight. You will notice the static in the air, the lingering echoes of arguments, the residues of worry that people leave behind like dust. Before, this static would have drained you, making you feel heavy and gray. But now, as you walk through it, you will act as a living filter. Your presence, infused with this upgrade, will neutralize the static. You will walk into a room of tension, and without saying a word, the atmosphere will begin to settle. The molecules of the air will recognize the peace of the Most High dwelling within you. This is the authority I am granting you. It is not an authority of the sword, but an authority of the presence. Do you feel the hum in your chest growing louder? It is syncing with the rhythm of the chest on the floor. The lid is wide open now, and the light is no longer just pouring out. It is leaping. It is hungry to inhabit you. I am adjusting your hearing as well. You have spent your life listening to the shouting, the headlines, the demands of your boss, the internal critic that never seems to sleep. I am turning those volumes down. In their place, I am giving you the frequency of the Selah. You will begin to hear the pauses. You will hear what people are not saying. When your friend speaks of their success, you will hear the lonely whimper of their soul underneath the pride, and you will know exactly which word to speak to heal that hidden place. You will hear the heartbeat of the earth, the groaning of creation, and the whisper of my spirit directing your steps. Turn left here, I will say. Speak now, I will whisper. Be still, I will command. And you will move with a fluidity that will baffle those who knew the old you. They will ask, where did this peace come from? And you will only be able to smile because how can you describe the violet room? How can you explain the golden chest? You are being rewoven, thread by golden thread. The discomfort in your chest is fading into a profound, resonant peace. It is the peace of a ship that has finally found its anchor in the middle of a storm. You are no longer drifting. You are positioned. You are a lighthouse with a new, blindingly clear lens. Rest your head back against the light. Let it soak into your hair, your skin, the very cells of your brain. We are not done. There is a specific memory I want to touch, a moment of shame you've kept locked in a basement in your heart. I am reaching down there now. I am bringing it up into this violet light. Look at it. It isn't a monster anymore, is it? It's just a shadow, and shadows cannot survive where we are. I am replacing that shame with the white stone of your true identity. You are my delight. You are my chosen instrument. The upgrade is taking hold in the deepest parts of your subconscious, even as we sit here in the holy silence. You are ready to carry the weight of glory.